Hi everybody, my name is Cassie and my channel is Cassie Talks, and here we go. I don't know if I will be back on every day. I don't know, but I did want to start off today with apologizing if I offended anybody that has a gift. I wasn't trying to do that. I wasn't trying to do that at all. I was just saying that when I I know people for a fact speak to spirit in certain ways, and they all have very special gifts, and they all have different gifts. And I just none of those were working for me. I just kept thinking, you know, people have enlightenments where all of a sudden something comes to them, and or they do a ayahuasca ceremony or something, and they find out who they are. And I just kept thinking, wow, they're so lucky. They figured it out, and then once they do figure it out, then they study it and they figure it out and they learn more. And I thank God that they do that, because a lot of those helped me get through this. But I am more of just a messenger. I don't spirit doesn't speak to me. I guess they do in different ways. I know that when something comes to my head, or I put like a lot of weird things together and come up with an idea or a solution or a or really awareness, and then I look around and or talk to somebody else about it, and they're like, how did you, where did that come from? And for me, that's hard to be like, well, how doesn't not everybody think like that? So that's kind of where my awakening came in, was people don't think like you, so you need to be the messenger. And that's all my gift is just to be the messenger, and why I need to talk. So I don't so I guess spirit does talk to me in a weird way. But I know if I've ever repeatedly given you a message, then maybe you should think about what that message is, because that just doesn't come to me and not say anything. And a lot of times I know I had a lot of messages, and I didn't say anything about them because I was afraid of what people would think. And so now I'm not afraid of that anymore. So we're just going to see what happens with that. But anyway, I am on here today because, like I said, the universe has put me on this path of uh, giving messages. I don't know what the path is, but I think the lesson from this one is just to be thankful for the stuff that they've given me. Because when I started this journey, I perfect example. Um, First, they put me in my car and they brought me to Asheville, North Carolina. So I went to when I went to Asheville, I thought I just glow. I know I was glowing when I got here, because I just thought it was the sweetest little town. And then I hit the road and I went through Tennessee, and like I said, and I saw Elvis. And then I went down to New Orleans, and that's a whole nother story. And then I went to Austin to see my kids, which was just the greatest gift in the world. But when I was leaving New Orleans, my car, and that's precious, uh, was acting really weird. And so I quickly, she just was jerking. I kept thinking, what's someone, probably, this is probably bad gas. So I took her, I pulled over, and I looked up what's like an auto mechanic. Sure enough, right off the exit, you do a little loop-de-loop, and there's this mechanic. So I take it in there, check engine light on, yeah. So they put her on the thing, and they said, I think it's a gas booster, and that you should stop putting shitty gas in there, okay, and put in this stuff to boost the engine and to clean it and all of that stuff. So I said, okay, well, we could have it delivered for you to be here in a half hour, or you can run right down the street and get it yourself. Well, I was always on a timeline that I needed to be wherever I was going before dark. I'm not a very good nighttime driver. kind of blind when it comes to that. So I went down. So I went right down the street, even before the exit to get back on the highway. I go down there and I get this booster and I put that in and I fill her up with good gas. Check engine light comes right off and off I go to Austin. So I get to Austin, have a great time with my kids in Austin, which is wonderful. Not for my age, let's just say. Austin is totally my kids' age, in the early 30s. Kids are rocking it, whatever. I shouldn't even be calling them kids. They're adults. But, so anyway, I stayed with my kids, and my car's still kind of doing this jerky thing. So I'm ODing her on this gas booster, and I'm putting in good gas. So then I go to leave Austin, and I knew when I was in Austin that I was either going to go left or I was going to go right. I was out to find my happy place, and what felt good in my heart to be. And I knew when I left, like I said, I was either going to go left or right. I thought I was going to go check out Colorado and Santa Fe and Portland and all of that stuff. And the more people that I talked to, it just didn't. Asheville just kept calling me back. So I leave Austin and I go to Asheville, and every time I drove, I was driving like 6-7 hours a day. The trip kind of turned into just drive and get to the next place. I never really got to stop and enjoy anything. I mean, I got to Nashville, run right through, get to the hotel, sleep, got to do the next 7 to, and the weather was a big factor in all of this too. And Elvis was very high on my list. So he's been a role model of mine, him and Lucille Ball, okay? Which probably explains a lot. So I even have a shirt that says, "What would Lucy do?" So you could get that on my website if you want to, I guess below. I don't really know how to do all this. Anyway, so I'm driving back to Austin and realizing it's not 7 hours. I've been doing a lot of other driving to get to Austin. It was 17, almost 18 hours. Okay, well, this is going to be a haul. So I stopped at Boomtown on the way there, and threw $20 in the casino. That wasn't working very well, so I immediately left there because I would have gone through a lot more money if I didn't. But anyway, I get back in the car and I'm driving back, and my car is just jerking. And I'm like, oh my God, what? This booster's not working. I've tried everybody's gas. I don't know what to do here. So I finally get into Asheville. Now, picture I'm either in a fetal position, bawling my eyes out because I don't know what the hell's going on with me, or things are working out. So I get to Asheville and I'm not even driving my car. She's scaring me really, really bad. And I get to the hotel room and I'm just bawling. Poor me, all this stuff. So when I originally, and I was there, I just said, I need to park it for 2 days and I just need to just chill. I had spent a lot of time on the road, driving. So I just chilled and cried and chilled and cried and got on all these web pages and YouTube channels to try to help me. And like I said, they're wonderful. I kept trying to, they kept saying, you need to meditate, and none of it was working for me. So anyway, it's just not what it's supposed to be. I can't explain it. So I don't know, whatever. So I call, I'm looking through this thing, and a lot of stuff, weird stuff, just kind of pops up on my phone, and I kind of follow that, see where it goes. And when I originally started this plan, or this journey, I had looked into these little cabin cottages, super cute. But then I didn't know when the day I was supposed to leave ended up not being the day I left and things. So I didn't book anything until I got to where I was going. And Well, that changed quickly after the first night when it was snowing and fogging and all of that stuff, and I didn't have a place to stay, and I was really like, oh my God. And I pulled up to Blowing Rock, I think, yeah, Blowing Rock, North Carolina. And there was a Holiday Inn and there was a Chili's. And I just said, I don't care what that Holiday Inn cost. I'm going there and I'm going to Chili's. And immediately, beer, food, back to the place. Anyway, so I had completely forgotten about these cabins and these cottages. So as I'm laying around, feeling sorry for myself, my car's broke down. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where I'm staying. It's all just it's really stressful. So these little cottages pop back up on my phone, and so I'm trying to book it. I'm trying to book something for a longer stay that I can afford, and these come up, and I'm trying to, and it's saying book, not available, this, that. So I pick up the phone and actually have a conversation with somebody instead of just relying on this. I end up getting 3 different ones. They moved me. So I got to stay in 3 different adorable little cottages. The kitchen, the king size bed, just the cutest things in the whole world. And then I said, well, which wasn't far from my original hotel room. So as I'm talking to the lady, not only did I get 3 different cottages to stay in, I got them for so cheap that I couldn't even get in a shitty hotel room for the price. They gave me the long-term discount. They gave me the relocation discount into Asheville. And they were very apologetic about having to move me every week. I was like, are you kidding me? I'm loving this. I get to experience all these different cabins. So I do like a 3-week stint there, and I'm at one cabin. And of course, I'm just laying around feeling sorry for myself. And so when I finally pull up to the place, I said, I need to get my car looked at. She needs to be fixed. Well, Jimmy, best mechanic in town, is right down the road. I can walk to Jimmy's. I couldn't believe it. I was like, okay, thank God, because I was not driving her. She was scary, scary bad. So then I called Jimmy's, and of course it's a Friday or whatever, and they can't take her until Monday. And so I'm parked in this one little cottage for 2 days, and the weather's pretty shitty out too. And again, in a fetal position, crying and feeling sorry for myself instead of appreciating where I am or the fact that Jimmy's is right down the street. And all I kept thinking is, I don't know what's wrong with my car, but this is going to be bad. This is going to be really, really bad. So I finally get her over to Jimmy's, and the guy there goes, I'll drive you back, He goes, it's kind of like a racetrack road. He goes, there's no sidewalk, and people turn really, speed down and up and down. And he goes, I'll drive you back. And when you're in Asheville, you just don't worry about it. So I let him drive me back to my cottage, and I'm pacing, and I'm waiting, and he calls me up, and he says, we pulled her dipstick, and she doesn't have any oil. I was like, you got to be kidding me. This has been going on since Austin. And she has not had any oil. Sure enough, this is why she's named Precious. She got me to these cottages, what I thought was going to be a new engine. I didn't know what. I kept trying to change my mentality and go, this is going to be really cheap. This is going to be a cheapie. It's just going to be a little tube that needs to be replaced because air is getting into the gas, whatever. I had all of this stuff going on in my head, and it ended up costing me an oil change. Well, again, thank God for that. So I'm in these adorable little cottages. I'm in Asheville, North Carolina. My car, I got something else done to it, ended up costing me less than $400. And I didn't have to get her towed. She didn't break down on the road anywhere. It all just worked out perfectly. So then I'm waiting to get her back, and I get on videos, and I'm on these, just feel good, make everything better videos. And they said, you need to reconnect outside. You need to be outside. And they were right, because I've been stuck in this cabin in this little cottage for 2 days with cloudy, rainy, miserable, whatever weather. And this day, it was the day I got Precious back, which is my car. It was gorgeous outside. So I look up where to go, park, anything, and there's a little lake right down the street, not even 2 miles down the road. So I get my car back, and she is just smooth sailing. It's a gorgeous day. I go down the road and I find this park that's adorable. And I'm walking, and then you go down this other little hill, and there's the water. And I always need water when I'm walking. It's just something that heals me, water. And then there's a little path walking down the water. So instead of I'm in an adorable cottage, my car is fixed, and not only did she get me back here, which was just an amazing feat in itself, I'm now in this adorable little park. And again, the people are all very kind, very whatever. And so instead of being appreciative and excited and thankful for all of that stuff, I'm walking around the park and the water. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? You know, and just feeling sorry for myself. So I'm walking, and for no reason. I mean, no reason. We're talking flat terrain, no hill. I went down. I was walking 1 second and smack down the next second. And I knew right then that was the universe saying to me, get your shit together. Quit feeling sorry for yourself and start appreciating the crap that we've been giving you. And I immediately got up and changed my tune. And as hard and as fast as I went down, I didn't have one boo-boo. I didn't have one boo-boo anywhere. Not a scratch on my knees, on my elbows, on my hands. And I mean, I went from this to this. With absolutely no warning whatsoever. Thank God there wasn't anybody around that, you know, because that's even more embarrassing when they all come running over to you. And I'm like, God, are you okay? Are you okay? But I got back up and I changed my tune really, really quick. So, you know, there's good and bad in so much of our world right now. And I just hope that people take a minute to turn that around and think about the positive or the good that is happening in their life, and not stay so focused on the bad, because that universe will smack you down faster than you can blink an eye. And I'm proof of that. But I was fine. I really, not a thing wrong with me after hitting it. And anybody else probably would have had a broken nose at least from it, because I mean, I went down hard. But again, I was fine, and it was a wake up, and it was another smack in the forehead. So that's my message for today, is just, you know, think about the good, and don't stay so focused on the bad, and things will be better. I promise you. So, okay. That's my story for today. I apologize if I offended anybody and their gift or their craft, whatever it might be, and I thank God for you, because I even went to a healing ceremony just to try to fix me, and everybody's sitting in this room, and we have the crystals and the pictures and the candles, and you know, they're talking about the all of it, and I'm like, any of this. I don't get any of it. I don't understand any of it. Just make me feel better. That's all I want. And the people are talking about what this crystal is, and what this is, and what this does, and what the I don't get it. I don't understand it. I try to put it, if I pick up something and it feels right to me, then I will hold that, and I will keep that. But I don't get the rest of it, and I'm really, really thankful that others do, so that I can go to them and get help. So if just get help wherever you can find it, and whatever makes you feel better, because there's a lot of really special people out there that and spirits talking right through them to you. So find the right ones, and appreciate the good. Okay, I've been 20 minutes on here, and I don't know how long they're gonna let me do this. So I will, I don't know if I'll be on every day. I have no idea, but I just thought that was a good story about, you know, the kind of crap that really could have gone really, really bad, wrong, ended up being a gift, and I tried really, really hard to appreciate it. So, okay, I'll talk to you soon. Happy Sunday, and peace and love, everybody. Okay, bye-bye.